Right here. Whoops.
All right, we've got enough to get started now. So we'll call to order the Gladstone Virtual City Commission meeting of November 23rd, 2020. We'll start with the roll call.
Mayor Thompson,
Here.
Commissioner Akla,
She's muted.
Commissioner Akla, Commissioner Akla, are you present? Oh, still muted. I'll come back to Judy. Commissioner Hunter,
Here.
Commissioner Mantala,
Here.
Commissioner Stasinski is absent and excused. Commissioner Judy, can you hear me?
I can.
Yay! Are you here and present?
Well, I'm here. I don't know if I'm present.
And for the record, to reflect that you are all in Gladstone, Michigan right now?
Correct.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank
And,
you.
Commissioner Stasinski is excused.
Thank you.
First up, we'll have the public comment. If anybody would wish to comment, now would be the time. Tracy, do you want to comment? Okay, we'll move on to the consent agenda. City Commission regular meeting minutes of November 9th and the payment of bills, which there are none.
Move to approve. Support.
Motion by Commissioner Mantala, support by Commissioner Hunter to approve the consent agenda as presented. All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The motion is carried. Under unfinished business, we have the MERS defined benefit and defined contribution adoption agreement addendum.
Yep, I told you we'd have this ready for this commission meeting where we called Tara and MERS, and it wound up the way it's worded in our different union agreements, it's worded differently, and so we need to research that a little bit further and make sure we're filling out the form correctly. So I'd like to reschedule this for the next meeting.
Make a motion to move it to the December 4th meeting, 14th meeting.
Hey, Mayor,
Yes? Somebody say my name?
Yeah, I think it was Tracy. I think he was stuck on mute again. Is that you, Tracy?
yes,
I think,
can you hear me?
yep, we
Yeah.
can hear you. Do you want to allow public
Okay.
comment, Mayor Thompson?
Yes. Tracy, do you have public comment?
Yes, I'm here today. My name's Tracy Thompson, and I'm in the process of buying the Irish Oaks Golf Course and the Oaks Restaurant. And it came, this opportunity came on me about 3 years ago. And I own Hiawatha Chef Supply, and I think that I can make this a very fun place for the city of Gladstone. I'm going to be offering the golf just like it was, the supper club, and then I'm looking at opening a pizza delivery park inside the restaurant, and then I'm looking at maybe cross-country skiing for the winter activities. I've been born and raised in Escanaba, Michigan, and I moved up here to Gladstone. I'm presently located in the village, the retirement village here. So this opportunities right in my backyard. I had, bought it last year and put some improvements in up here. Whoever's been up here, I put in new parking lots and new gravel on most of the cart paths. So I really like the opportunity to go forward. Thank you.
Thanks, Tracy. So we're back to the MERS defined benefit, and we had a motion by Commissioner Mantala
Yes.
I'll support.
and support by Commissioner Hunter to move the MERS defined benefit to the first meeting in December. All those in favor? Aye.
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 Opposed? The motion is carried. Next up under new business, we have first up set an audit presentation work session.
Yes, we have been in contact with Kathleen, and it's hard to line up a time and a date when everybody can meet, but she suggested hour before our first meeting in December, which would be Monday, December 14th at 5:00 p.m. Good news is the COVID rules would be elapsed by then, so hopefully we'll be able to have a regular meeting.
I would make a motion that we set a special meeting for Monday, December 14th at 5 for the presentation of the audit.
Support.
We have a motion by myself and support by Commissioner Mantala to move the meeting to set the meeting for December 14th. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Judy's still muted. Opposed?
Unmute me. There I am. That might be something that everybody would like, but you know.
So the motion is carried. I could tell you were supporting it.
Yeah.
Next up, we have the resolution number 2020-15 special assessment 1311 Delta Avenue.
Yes, this is the special assessment for the piece of property where we tore down the house that was in bad repair. Then plus it had started on fire. Renee is unmuted, so she can explain this a lot better than I can.
So we have done everything that we need to do for 1311 Delta. We did two special assessment billing prior, but we missed that deadline date. And so I am requesting, just like we did with the 9th Street resolution, that we're just recommending a different billing date, essentially. This address has received multiple bills. They're very well aware of the bill that is out there and due, but until we have a resolution that allows us to put it off to the special assessment and we carry that out, we felt, Kim and I had talked with Steve Mann on the 9th Street assessment process, and this is the way to do it. So we're just asking for this resolution to allow the special assessment billing to occur on January 1st. And then if it continues to go unpaid at that time, it would go off on the summer taxes in July. There's nothing new. The dollar amount has not changed. Nothing else has changed, just the billing date itself.
Renee, you
So
said
that's-
January 1st. Just on the last page of that resolution, it says the payment shall be due on January 4th. Is
Okay.
that what you meant?
Yeah, the staff report needs to be corrected to January 4th.
Okay.
The resolution is correct with the
The
January.
resolution is correct. Okay.
Yeah.
Any word on how the process goes with this, going to the county and seeing if they'll pick that up? Are we still in that process here?
we'd still be in that process, and I am uncertain of how it's going to go. As you know, we were directed by our attorney also to carry out this process through the special assessment when we initiated it.
Right.
So we'll continue on that process. Right now, we've received nothing. So if we receive something, that will be fantastic.
I'd make a motion to approve the resolution for special assessment billing to be due on January 4th, 2021. If unpaid at that time, it will go off the summer taxes.
Support.
We have a motion by Commissioner Mantle, a support by Commissioner Akala to approve the resolution. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The motion is carried. Next up, we have the delinquent miscellaneous invoices off to winter taxes.
Yes, the miscellaneous, if you look at the second page, these are invoices that have occurred over the year that we haven't received any payment on, so we'd like to put those off to the winter's taxes. And Vicky's still, oh, there you are. Vicky needs to unmute herself if anyone has any questions on the list.
Looks like these are just all rental inspection and re-inspections and unpaid code violation fees.
Yeah,
Real quick, what was the one unpaid code violation fee of $500 for Dan Brown?
You beat me to that.
I would assume that would be for cleaning up his property.
It is. He's received multiple notices.
What property is that?
Kitty corner from City Hall.
The Power Sports, former Power Sports.
Oh, gotcha,
okay.
gotcha.
Yeah, it's got all the tires and full.
Yes.
equipment.
It's actually for 10 separate violations at $50 each, which is the minimum violation. And there's been another $500 order issued also that hopefully.
I know
gets-
exactly what you're talking about now.
Mhm.
I would make a motion that we assess the miscellaneous invoices to the winter 2020 tax bills accordingly.
I'll support.
A motion by myself, support by Commissioner Hunter to push those up to taxes. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The motion is carried. Next up, we have the delinquent utility bills off the winter taxes.
you can see from the spreadsheet, which is beyond my bifocal ability. The total is 26,351. About 20,000 of that is one business in town that we are working with, and we've been working with them over the course of the year. And they came in and we talked to them on Friday. We were about to shut them off. They're in the process of selling a piece of equipment right now, and they promised to catch up, but they also said that a year ago. And so we're gonna put this batch off the taxes and start anew with them next month.
So if we pull that 20 grand out of there, just from that one large commercial account there, we're only talking about $6,500, it looks like.
Yeah, about 60, yeah, right about 6,500, which is
That's really good. I mean, not good, but I mean, that number is very low.
A lot better than it was in the past.
Yes.
Right.
Mhm.
Winter of 2019 was 13,000. So
I do have one quick question. I know at one point with the governor's orders, there were some certain things as far as rent, being able to evict and so on. Obviously that has all been put to bed with her orders being found unconstitutional. There isn't anything that has popped up through legislation in Michigan that's not preventing this to be pushed off, correct? I haven't seen anything. I just want to double check.
No, I did the same thing this morning, and I went. Of course, all the executive orders are gone, so I went on. The health department has their orders now. They've been sort of picking up where the governor left off, and they don't have anything as it's related to turn offs and turn ons of electricity or water or
Okay.
sewer.
I didn't think so. I just want to double check. Thanks, Eric. I would make the motion to assess the delinquent utilities of the winter 2020 tax bills accordingly.
Support.
A motion by Commissioner Hunter, support by Commissioner Mantala to push the delinquent utility bills off to winter taxes. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The motion is carried. Next up, we have the delinquent special assessments off to winter taxes.
You'll see there's 5 different special assessments. One of them is the Delta Avenue project, which was started several years ago, which was from City Hall to the city entrance on highway. And the second one is Dakota Avenue, which was new street, sewer, and that was a 2 or 3 block project. And then the Michigan Avenue project, which started on 13 and headed west. Those are the first 3. Those are older projects. The 2 new ones are the special assessment 318, which would be the 9th Street special assessment, and special assessment 319, which would be the 4th Street project. Vicki and I discussed this today because of the 9th Street project. We still are, we don't have the final numbers in yet, and we're going to have to work on this because the assessment will probably be changing depending on what happens with when the commission and the DDA get together and discuss how to put the savings from our low bond rate. And so we charged what we were required to charge as per the resolution when the roll went through. And so we were thinking that if we took the penalty off until the final charge is determined, which will probably be next month.
Can we do that legally?
Do we need to wait on this until it's, we need to wait on the 2 that aren't really finalized yet until they're final.
Yeah, what would you say, Vicki?
Yeah, Vicky.
You know, 90%, this is probably maybe 20% of the, less than that of the 9th Street special assessment bills. You know, the rest of them, everybody has paid.
Yeah, see, my question is, you know, we waived the penalty. Everybody else had paid to avoid the penalty. And next time they're going, well, I'm just not going to pay because they'll waive the penalty. It'll go from 90% paying to 90% not paying. I like the idea of using any potential savings is in any way we can to possibly reduce this in the future. But right now, if I was on the special assessment and I paid mine ahead of time, And then I had, I had like looking at like maybe $100 or $300 I had put out there to pay for that I could have used for something else and not incurred a, $12 or $20, $40 penalty. I'm looking at some of these on here. Well, I might have done that. I might have just not paid it to hoping that it's forgiven. I like the gesture in it, but I guess I have a problem with staying consistent.
80% of the people already paid.
Yes. I mean, there was over 200 parcels on the 9th Street special assessment, and this is, what is left.
When was the due date? Again,
The due date, let's see, the bills went out October 1st. Due date was November 15th. Right around there.
so they had basically a month and a half.
Correct.
Yeah, it feels like we're rewarding them for not paying on time.
Right. 6 weeks is plenty.
Yeah, in light of 80% of the people already paid.
Right.
It wouldn't seem right to put this off any longer.
Well, if we're done, I'll be the one to make the motion so people can call and complain to me. Approved to allow staff to assess delinquent special assessment invoices to the winter 2020 property tax bills accordingly.
I'll support that.
It was kind of a race, so I don't know who won. I think Judy won. So we have a motion by Commissioner Hunter and support by Commissioner Akala to push these off to winter taxes. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The motion is carried. Next up, we have
Under discussion on that, the reason we were looking at it is that, again, the everything we're doing and what you just approved is as per resolution, but we're just thinking when, if there's a payback, it can get confusing with this number of people and then throw penalties in there also. But it's doable. It's just going to be a little more complicated. And of course, we have to find out exactly how that's going to happen. So
I appreciate that, Eric. I just think the 6 weeks, I've had to pay a special assessment for my road in front of my house years ago. So, I mean, I don't like it any more than the next person, but I see the necessity, and quite honestly, I think you and the staff did everything possible to reduce the amount of special assessment cost to everybody who's being who's been
As did the
affected. So
DDA. The DDA
Correct.
came up with that extra payment to keep this as low as possible.
that is correct. So
unfortunately, I think some of the people on this list are listening to the wrong advice on the payment. And so,
well, you're probably 100% correct on that.
lots of bad information out there.
They're probably listening to MOC News.
Any more discussion on that? Should we move on to the next item? The Michigan Coastal Management Program grant for the East Shore Trailway Boardwalk.
yeah, if you look in your packet, they Jason and Adam have put together some aerials of what portion. This is what the boardwalk looked like before it was destroyed, but if you look at the pages, about excuse me, about 1,500 feet of damage on there, and we've been waiting for this grant to come up. Everybody knows it's coming, and there's a number of people that are going to be applying for it throughout coastal towns throughout Michigan. But the most you can go for is 400,000. We got estimate that was in between 300,000 and 400,000. So we were going to apply for the total amount. The state would pick up half of that, the 200,000, and the remaining 200,000, we would have to fund. In looking at the Mary Cretin's budget, we had our initial meeting on this, so we were thinking we could probably fund about half of that with Dr. Mary Cretin's. But when I looked at our savings from this year, because we haven't spent, we have about 50,000 more than we had budgeted in the Mary Cretin's. And if we did it over the course of this grant, which is going to be going over 2 budget years, we should be able to do that and still have our goal of 1 year of Mary Cretin's money there. Along with, there's a couple other grants we're gonna go for, and of course the service clubs will be hit up, and we will be doing in-kind services there too. It's important that we don't use any tax dollars. This will all come from either Dr. Mary Cretin's funds or the state, or donations, if you will. And of course, like all grants, if we get picked and we don't line up the other $200,000 in the way that the commission likes, we can turn the grant down. It's just, it's got a due date of first week in December, if I remember right.
December 18th.
Yeah, December 18th, and then the grant won't, if awarded, construction can't start until looks like they're going by the state's fiscal year, October 1st. And there'll be 15 months, so see, that'll be spread over 2 budget years.
Eric, will we have to have I don't know, like an engineering study or has it already been done to look at how this can be constructed with the possibility of not having future damage if the water rises even more so?
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure on that. What we did was it's a repair, so we shouldn't have to go through the full phase engineering like we did before. And so we'll be getting more information on that. But what we had our local guy Josh King, who's been putting in a lot of abutment walls in all over the place, and so he looked at it and he gave us an estimate on how he would do it. So
good. All right, thank you.
So we're just looking
So
for
we're
a
looking
motion.
for approval to move the application forward.
yes.
So move.
Support.
Motion by Commissioner Mantle, support by Commissioner Hunter to let the Parks and Rec Department apply for the grant. All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed? The motion is carried. Next up, we have the city manager's report.
Let's see. I just wanted to let the commissioners know that there were 12 appeals to our tax tribunal case, which involved the 9th Street special assessment. And the big part of the tax tribunal was looking on was our charter and what the definition of land, whether it's just dirt or whether it includes the property. And so I just want to read the part of their 12 responses back to us and agreeing with us, or pretty much say the same thing. But I thought I'd read right off the tax tribunal response, and this is in quoting them. It says, when construing statutory law, the court must read the statute as a whole and in its grammatical context, giving each and every word its plain and ordinary meaning unless otherwise defined. Effect must be given in every word, phrase, and clause in a statute, and the court must avoid a construction that would render part of the statute surplusage and nugatory. If the language of the statute is clear and unambiguous, the statute must be enforced as written and no further judicial construction is permitted. The word premises is defined by the Merriam-Webster dictionary as a tract of land with the buildings thereon and a building or part of a building, usually with its appurtenances such as grounds. As such, respondents' argument that the city charter precludes costs in excess of the assessed value of both the land and the improvements, and not just the land, is supported by its plain language. We are the respondent, the city is a respondent in this case, so they are finding in our favor. Moreover, any contrary interpretation would render the term premises surplusage. There's a couple of words in there that probably need Don Bacon to explain, but basically it's, you don't just pick out one word out of a section of the charter and try to rewrite the charter. It's the whole section has to be read in its complete and to see what the definition of that word. And so it's not just dirt, and we were correct in the way we did our special assessing. Other than that, it's good news. Rodney and I met with C2AE and Eagle, and we're still working on the consent order. We're very close and should have a draft right after Thanksgiving. Skip and I met with Brett Nemi from WPPI. We have the community funds that WPPI donates to the community, and we have about $8,500 left, and we're figuring out how to spend the grant money that they give to the city. Been working on the 9th Street construction numbers and the assessment numbers. Should have them done by mid-December. See, I was off 4 days for deer season, and I'm gonna take Wednesday off also for Thanksgiving. And I just wanted to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving. And that's all I have.
Thanks, Eric. Next up, we have the city commissioner comments. Commissioner Akala.
Nothing other than to echo Eric's wishes for a happy Thanksgiving to everyone, and stay safe and wear your masks and enjoy your turkey or whatever else you decide to eat.
Thank you. Commissioner Hunter.
The same thing. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody. Also credit to Kim and the staff for putting together. I think this might be the first recorded virtual commissioner meeting for the city of Gladstone. So there was a little bit of hiccup up front, but I think everything went well. I think it's going well. So good job. Everybody was involved with that. I believe there's still an abbreviated old fashioned Christmas this weekend. Hopefully people can attend. I plan on being out there, and hopefully we're getting back to somewhat normal in the very near future. Thank you.
Commissioner Mantua.
Yes, happy Thanksgiving to everybody. I hope everybody had a successful hunting season or continues to. We got a few more days left in that, and everybody has safe travels if they're doing that and stays healthy. I had a quick question for Ron. When is the old-fashioned Christmas again? What day is that going to be? I know I knew it 2 weeks ago, but now it's slipped my mind.
Sure. What we're going to do is this Friday, which is the day after Thanksgiving, we're going to have the tree lighting ceremony. And then we're going to have the family viewing night, which is going to be Friday, December the 18th, 6:30 to 7:30. The plan is to have Santa on the fire truck So it will be, people can drive by, the DDA board members will be handing out chocolates, and we'll be giving some instructions on where they can find the home decorating places.
Okay. That's what I was, okay. Thank you. That's all I have.
Fred, I'd also like to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving and stay safe if you're out in the woods and stay safe if you're around a lot of people. Next up, we have city clerk comments.
I would just like to thank Adam Zimmerman and Renee Barron for helping put this together too. It was the first, and they did a phenomenal job. So thank you. And also, city offices will be closed this Thursday, the 26th and 27th for Thanksgiving. I am working from home per the order, and the school just shut down in compliance. The grade school did through the same time frame, December 8th. So I'm doing that as well. But people can still call, email me, and I'll respond. I will be out of the office Monday through Wednesday next week for some appointments, but then back somewhat in a regular schedule the following week. So thank you and happy Thanksgiving.
Thanks, Kim. Next up on the agenda, we have the closed session.
If I can just interrupt for a second, we skipped right over the report.
Yeah.
That needs to be approved at the meeting tonight so I can submit it to the state, the city, village, township revenue sharing report.
Well, I'm bad. I didn't catch that in there.
I didn't either until just now, so I'll
Okay.
turn it over to Eric so he can.
I have my copy out. I thought it was after Kim's comments, but now I'm looking at the schedule here. This is the annual dashboard for us to get our profit sharing portion from the state, $115,000. It's basically a snapshot of the budget. Is this for calendar year or budget year, Vicki?
It's for budget year.
Okay. And hopefully by the next time we use this, we'll be able to figure out how to put PowerPoint onto this meeting, because there's a lot of pages in here.
It is on the website too already in the commission packet.
It's posted
Yep.
on the website. I don't know,
Yes.
does the commission have any questions? You can see our state shared revenue money is actually, it dipped down last year, but it's slowly coming back up. We're almost to the 2004 levels.
So is that, Eric, is that where, I know on the staff report, it says 115,000. Is that where we're getting that little bit of a difference then? Because I'm looking at the state shared revenue, unless I'm not looking at it right.
Well, there's two parts of state shared revenue. One is the
Okay, yep.
Constitutional that goes
Yep.
up for population and sales tax. The other one is what we need to submit this report for,
Okay,
which is the statutory revenue sharing. And that's the one that they like take away from us or make us jump through hoops like these reports in order to get.
yep, okay, thank you.
Mhm.
And unfortunately, we don't know where the state tax thing is going to be because, well, a lot of businesses have been closed and so people aren't spending money. They might be spending money online, but unfortunately, a lot of that online money doesn't get taxed. And so that portion of our revenue will probably be down this year. Let's see.
Not to tax businesses out of Michigan, but I'm hoping then that when we run into issues like this, that the state legislators would start looking at special time frame where, or look at it permanently, where you have online shopping that's still that can be taxed, because I think it's a unfair advantage for any local businesses with here in Gladstone, Escanaba, or in the state of Michigan that are able to obviously sell retail online and not have that tax coming in.
If you look at our revenues versus expense, lot of the reason the expenses were up as compared to revenue was the buyout of we're getting rid of our OPEB with the retirees. So it's gonna be a one dip year, and we'll make that up in the years to come. Our fund balance is gone down a little bit. This is for the budget year that ended in April, Vicky?
Yes,
Okay.
in March, the one that we just wrapped up the audit on.
And so this year we're projecting that there's going to be an increase. And again, that went down. A good portion of that was the buyout of the OPEB stuff for the retirees. Then you have taxes. If you look at our Janice is attached, and if you have any questions on the taxes, our assessed value went down a little bit last year, as did our taxable value. That was because of the commercial was reappraised. I also, looking at this page, it shows the total millage for people who live in Gladstone, and it's 60.0867. And if you divide that out amongst the taxing entities, it's only about 25% of that is the school. Is the city. The school is about 60%, and the remainder, the 14% or so, is the county, including the sheriff patrol and community action and data. So, and our millage rate has remained the same since forever. I don't know if that slide was in here, but we haven't changed our millage rate.
That detail is actually in the audit.
Yeah, that'll be, I was looking at,
Thinking of,
but it's been a number of years since there's been any addition to the city millage rate. See, it shows a summary of this year's budget on there. And utility rate history. This would be a lot better if we could, once we figure out how to do the PowerPoint on this, but it is available online. And if anybody needs a copy, you can pick up a copy at City Hall. Looks like our quality of life and economic strength are staying about the same. And that is about it in a nutshell. If anybody has any questions or wants to go over this, you can ask Vicky or myself, and we'll explain it in more detail. Under community development, it only shows 18 building permits, but again, that was for last budget year. The good news is we have four that's a good construction year for us, so that's good news. And that's it. Did anybody have any questions?
Nice job putting this together.
Exactly. I was going to echo that comment. Lots of information available for anyone interested in it. Very detailed. Thank you.
Kudos to Vicky. She does does
Thank you.
the whole thing herself. So great job.
Thank you.
We almost missed it.
All that great
We
work.
need a motion though to approve it to be sent in, correct?
Correct.
I'd make that motion to allow the city manager to sign the forms and submit to the state.
I'll support. Oh, go ahead, Mayor.
We have a motion by Commissioner Mantala, support by Commissioner Hunter to approve the document and allow the city manager to sign it and send it to the state. All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed? The motion is carried.
Now you can go into closed session.
Now we go into closed session.
All right, I'd make a motion to enter into closed session to consider material exempt from discussion or disclosure by the state or federal statute as allowable under Open Meetings Act 267, 1976, Section 8, Item H.
Support.
We have a motion by Commissioner Mantala, support by Commissioner Akala. We have a roll call.
Commissioner Mantala,
Yes.
Commissioner Akala,
Yes.
Commissioner Hunter,
Yes.
Commissioner Stasinski is absent and excused. Mayor Thompson.
Yes. I will
Motion.
enter closed session, however we do that.
Adam's going to move us there. You should get an invite for it. So, and then we'll come back. Then we'll come back to the open session.
Okay. There we go.